Hi, I'm Jenny Cader from Jenny Cader Clinic and Training in Hertfordshire, the UK. I've been doing permanent makeup for 11 years now, and today I'm going to show you some of my favourite artist products and showcasing you some of the amazing results. So I offer all permanent makeup procedures: lips, eyeliner, brows and areola. So I really love the H1 Classic machine. It's really easy to use, it's lightweight, has low vibration, and it really gives me crisp results with precise, crisp hair strokes. So this is really good for eyeliner, lips and eyebrows, but I specifically use it more for hair stroke brows. So the H1 Classic is really gentle on the skin, causes minimal trauma, which then in turn gives you greater results. I really like to use this to create fine, crisp hair strokes. The penetration in the skin is really smooth and it gives you really great colour implantation that lasts well. So my clients love the results and so do I. So my second favourite is the H2 PowerBabe. Now this really is your power machine. It's going to give you faster implantation of the pigment into the skin with minimal trauma caused. And I really like it for shading in particular because it's going to give me a really nice powdered brow effect. So I'm going to use both machines today to do a combination brow. This one is going to be my lightweight precision machine for hair strokes, and this one is going to give me the strong powder effect that I'm trying to achieve. Okay, so Katie, my model, is already pre-numbed. So before we start the process, what we're going to do is do the pre-draw. So we've got our template to follow and make sure that's nice, crisp and neat. We've already pre-numbed Katie so that we know she's going to be nice and comfortable throughout the treatment. So what I like to do is draw the hair strokes on first, so that I'm going to use those hair strokes as my template. Just need to make sure you've got a really sharp pencil. So always remember to sit your client up to check your symmetry. You need to be seeing them upright, as the face can look slightly different when you're lying down. With these needles, they have patented safety membranes within the cartridge, which is going to stop any backflow from getting into the cartridge, which means they're really safe to use, high precision and really good quality. So when performing any permanent makeup procedure, what you need to bear in mind is your stretch, your precision, your pressure and your speed. When I'm doing a hair stroke, I keep the machine up at a 90-degree angle, and I always start on the second stroke in. This is because I can then feel my pressure and it's not going to be too strong to then go back and do the first stroke. Glide before you go in, just so you can get your speed and angle right. Really lightly, just etching your line and flicking off as you get to the top. You don't need to create a heavy pressure. I'm just going to wipe off the first few strokes so I can see that they're there. And what you want to achieve is just a really faint light line so that you can work back over that on your second pass. When working on the arches and the tails, you do need to be a little bit more careful because the colour will implant heavier here, as it is a little bit of thinner skin and more of a bony area. So with the H2 PowerBabe device, it takes universal cartridges, which is really great, tattoo cartridges, and you can buy them from most suppliers. When you're doing whip shading, what you need to do is not work from your wrist and work from your fingers. So you want to have a flicking motion with your fingers, only using your index, your middle and your thumb to flick and not moving your wrist. You should always make sure your body and your arm is stable so you can get a really good even flicking motion. So once I've implanted my hair strokes, I don't wipe them away because I still want to keep my template there, and I'm going to work on my shading technique. So starting on my bottom line, I'm going to shade on the line and into the brow and working sections throughout the brow. So starting on the tail, I'm going to do some whip shading from one direction to the other, whipping up the brow, away from my body, not backwards and forwards. I've been blessed by the gods, divine my spirit, I'm against all the odds, but I have my machine on a low vibration and a low setting so that it creates more spaced out pixels. Be really precise to keep within your template here. Always keeping your stretch nice and tight. Depending on your machine that you're using, I try to work over each section 4 to 6 times so that you know you've got the colour in. I like to have a really nice crisp bottom line to the brow and then more of a fluffy result at the top so that it looks soft and not too harsh when healed. So the aim is to work lightly on the skin, not causing trauma or blood or lymph to come to the surface. You just want to be really light and that will give you better results. And you just want a really soft outline to the brow so that you can build it up in layers. The airflow to your cartridge always needs to be upright. So what I usually do is make sure that I count the strokes and that I've done the same spaces apart from where I'm going to end and start the stroke so they look symmetrical. If you struggle with doing the implantation of your pigment on the tails, you can change your angle and that will help you get the pigment in better. I do tend to try and keep it at 90 degrees. Never work to the side of your hair stroke, always on top of it, and make sure that the end of the gun is facing your body. And just make sure you're always keeping nice, slow and steady movements. It's not a race, you don't need to work quickly. So for the second stage of my combination brow, I'm going to use my PowerBabe to do the shading. This is because it's going to implant the pigment a little bit quicker, still giving a nice soft result. Whip shading movements, only using my fingers to move the machine. What you're looking to create is just a light shadow on the skin, not heavy saturation. So as you can see, the strokes are really light and fine. So 3-way stretch again. I don't need to worry about ruining my template because I've already got my template in, so I'm going to lean on the eyebrow. Keeping it at 90 degrees, you want to stay really nice and precise and on that hair stroke so that you're just making it darker and not thicker. You can check just to make sure you're happy with how their strokes are going, and as you can see they are just slightly darker. With your stretch, move the hairs out the way and incorporate that in with your stretch, and it will make your life a lot easier. What I would suggest doing is practicing this technique on a latex mat. So now what I'm going to do is just lightly shade in each section. As you can see, that PowerBabe device really does implant the pigment quicker. I've only done sort of 2 light passes. So I'm just going to do 1/3 application at the end to finish those off.
Something out here, something different out here. You already know, nigga really is from the block though. But you ain't never heard shit like this from the block before. Yeah, top down, top down, top down.
Okay, so third and final pass is literally just perfecting your strokes, making sure none of them are patchy. They're nice and neat and crisp, and just filling out a little bit more powder so that they hold nicely.
Top down, with my niggas and your bitch, all over the top down. on a leash, yeah. Baby, you know what it is. Know you a sleeper, but you know they love a creeper.
For 5% off one of these amazing artist devices, use my code JennyC5.